I'm joined today by Philip Daffas, Managing Director of leading ASX-listed medtech company PainChek, ASX code PCK, which has developed and is now rapidly commercialising the world's first regulatory-cleared medical device for the assessment of pain. Looking at the last quarterly, clearly sales are increasing on all fronts, with the company boasting 25% of the Australian market, which has about 220,000 beds, and just under 5% of the UK market, which has about 440,000 beds. Philip, I remember a time when 1,000-bed licence was a big deal. Clearly, times have changed for the better.
Absolutely, David. It really has. And, you know, we now talk about 1,000 and 2,000 bed agreements on a daily basis. So, no, things have moved on significantly since we started this conversation.
Can you tell us the process you went through in Australia to get such a strong position and how this is being replicated globally? What's driving this rapid growth?
Well, interesting, David, if you think about it, the last 2 or 3 years, and in fact, through COVID and subsequently, three major things have evolved for us. Firstly, the product. The product has very much matured. It's now a universal pain assessment tool to assess pain and document pain for all people in an aged care facility or a hospital or in a home care environment. And we've integrated the technology, the product itself, into all the care management systems across the UK, across Australia, New Zealand, and now into the United States, which makes it very, very sticky and very, very easy to use. The other thing we've done with the product, we've now got a very, very good data management system. So we record every single pain assessment recorded, and we supply that data back to our clients on a regular basis. So they've got a full understanding and profile of their pain management process, and they can use that for accreditation needs, and they can also use that for their regulatory needs. So the product itself has matured. That's number one. Secondly, the market has changed. There's much more funding now going into the aged care and social care markets around the world, and they're also driving digitalization. So the digital is the process to go. Governments are funding that shift and that change. And of course, we are the only pain assessment technology that is regulatory cleared across those markets. So there's not much choice. PainChek is the obvious choice. And finally, what I would say is that outcomes data, our clients are producing some really good outcomes data showing that the use of PainChek is helping reduce the use of things like antipsychotic medication, reducing the use of tranquilizers such as benzodiazepines, and actually most recently now we're also seeing the reduction in use of things like opioids in aged care, which obviously can be an addictive product.
You've announced pilots for Canada. How are they progressing?
Very well, actually. We announced 3 pilots 3 months ago. There were 3-month pilots. And in fact, just this week, we've got the first of those pilots, a group called St. Michael's in Edmonton. They have just signed up a 3-year agreement to use PainChek across all their beds. It's a small site. It's a 150-bed site, but it's our first 3-year agreement in Canada. And we've got 2 or 3 more we're talking to right now, some significantly larger, which gives us really a very nice footprint in North America. So as a company now, we're residents in 3 continents. We're in Australia, New Zealand, we're in UK and Ireland, and we're now in Canada as part of our North American market entry.
Talk about North America and the market entry there. Importantly, you are in the final stages of FDA approval for the US market, which has some 1.7 million beds. And you're looking to access this market through strong partnerships with the likes of PainChek Care with 1 million beds, Ethos Labs and InterSystems. I understand a lot of pre-marketing has already been done with these clients. So with sales increasing in Australia and the UK, which brings you closer to profitability, what does the US market represent if you achieve penetration anything like the UK or Australia?
Well, yes, you say the US is the largest aged care market in the world. To give you a perspective, there's actually 1.7 million beds in the United States. One of our partners, PainChek Care, are integrated or are used across 1 million of those beds. So we've integrated with them, which gives us access to 1 million of those beds as an integrated partner with PainChek Care. So that's really important. Secondly, our agreement with Ethos Labs, they are a pain specialist group. And they will be actually have a non-exclusive sales and marketing agreement to distribute the product across the United States, which gives us a foothold in the market. And as you say, finally with InterSystems, they are a major, well, they're a global player in the hospital sector. And once we get settled in aged care, we'll be looking to work with InterSystems in the US to exploit the US hospital market. I would add that we're starting with InterSystems already. We are working, we're doing a pilot in Scotland, in the Royal Edinburgh Hospital. We're just finalising that pilot right now. And the data we'll learn using the product in the hospital sector in the UK will be used as part of our entry into the United States.
So just touching back on part of my question, which related to what all shareholders are interested in, the profitability of the business. From what it looks like, Australia and the UK, the growth that you're achieving there will clearly get you closer to that profitability point.
Absolutely. Look, we've said this many times. We know that 100,000 beds covers our core operating costs today, which is excluding R&D and expansion. And we're very close to that already. We're at 70,000 beds in total, but 200,000 beds is the goal for us for the break even. And reality is that look at the Australian and UK markets alone. That's 660,000 beds. So just 25% of those two markets will take us to our break even number. We want to try to get to that break-even across those two markets as rapidly as possible. And then, of course, get into the US next year with the FDA clearance is just a game changer. Then we've got access to another 1 million beds through our partnerships. And then that makes PainChek a truly global business.
Now, looking at InterSystems, you did touch on it a second ago. Do you think shareholders or the wider market have missed the size of this business and how well you're already integrating with them, given they're a global hospital group in 27 countries with $1 billion ARR, and most shareholders may just be looking at what's happening in Scotland or what might happen in the US, but how big are they and how important are they as a partner to your business?
Oh, look, very important. I mean, actually InterSystems actually found us first. They were talking to some of their clients who said, can you get PainChek integrated into your technology platforms? And so they reached out to us, and we've had a fantastic working relationship with them. I've been out twice this year to the US. Once we actually presented our technology on their booth, an enormous booth at the HIMSS conference in Chicago. That was back in April, May this year. And then I was invited to actually present to their global summit, their global customer summit with about thousands of their clients around the world. And I had 2 opportunities to present PainChek at that summit as well. So they're a great company. We've done all the integrations. It's ready to be used in hospitals. We want to get the first sites up and running and show where the evidence and how it really works in the hospital sector. And then with InterSystems, we've got access to, I would say, a large chunk of the hospital market worldwide.
And finally, the Kids app, how's that progressing?
Look, very well, actually. It's, I think we announced already that we've done some market research with parents, looking at our direct-to-consumer opportunity with the Kids app. And we've had some very good feedback on the qualitative assessment work, and we're now moving into the quantitative side. So we're finalizing the sort of the product mix and the distribution and the pricing for that sector. And we'll do a first soft launch into Australia later this year. But what's also really exciting about the infant is that we've actually developed a vocalization technology on top of the facial assessment part, a vocalization technology that can actually differentiate a baby's cry between a cry of pain and no pain. And that's significant because what that means is that we could actually have that as a totally separate technology used, for example, ourselves within our app, but also potentially incorporated into baby monitors. You think everyone, mum and dads have got baby monitors around the world, and those baby monitors have a microphone to pick up baby cry. So imagine the scenario in the future, right? Imagine this scenario: a baby cries in the middle of the night, the baby monitor or the PainChek device picks up that sound, identifies the sound, that's the sound of a cry of pain or a cry of no pain. If it's a cry of no pain, then there's more, your parents could be more relaxed because work out what the problem is. If it's a cry of pain, they can then use the PainChek facial assessment tool to quantify the level of pain. And then you've got an informed parent group able to manage better pain for their child at home at any one time. So that's really exciting. And both those products coming together. And, I see the great opportunity for us to sort of work very closely with baby monitor groups to build and license that technology into their platforms.
Final question, the one probably all shareholders are asking, given the amount of M&A activity in the space, given the global scale of the business, the strong commercial partnerships and the catalysts to come, when do large multinationals start to talk to the company? When does the phone start to ring?
Well, I would say it's been ringing for the last 2 or 3 years. We've had, InterSystems as an example of a large corporate who've contacted us and integrated us into their platforms. We know the history with Philips Healthcare. Look, I'm back in contact with them. I met them again at the HIMSS conference in Chicago. Plan to visit them again later this year. And look, reality is now Philips, they are the largest baby monitor supplier in the world. So this localization technology could be really exciting for them. So we're re-engaged with Philips, and we have had a number of big pharmaceutical and diagnostic companies contact us over the last year or so, showing interest in what we're doing. So as we penetrate the market more, I believe there'll be more and more interest in PainChek, as we are, and we still are, the only regulatory cleared medical device that assesses pain for people who can't verbalize around the world.
Global scale, global partnerships, global opportunity, a lot of catalysts to come, exciting times ahead for PainChek and its shareholders. Philip, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David, for your time.